we're on our way back to the Republic of Korea. Let's go. Hey everybody, I know it has been a while, but business is business, and you got to do that day job in order to afford all of these great ration videos. Steve 1989, he did a review on one of these, and there's Sherman making his presence known. He did a review on one of these, and he had two other types of rations, which he had quite a spread. He was generous enough to send me a spare one of these that he had, which is absolutely awesome. Thanks, buddy. This is a Republic of Korean. You can see it right there. And it says military use, freeze-dried. It's a bibimbap, or mixed rice. This is from July of 1997, and it's 245 grams of uncooked weight. Now, flipping this over, it's really hard to tell and really hard to read. And it was kind of a pain to just get a decent picture due to this shiny material to get it translated. But essentially it says it has a main meal, which is either beef or fish. And this supposedly comes with a nice soup. Let's crack this thing open and take a look inside. Just to look, it has a nice double seal on it. We have these tear notches, which I guess you do not have to use a knife to open it, but although you could, it's just a simple foil package. Nothing else in there. And of course, you get this paper wrapping to help protect from pinholes to get to your main meal. We have some sesame oil. And this is actually the soup mix. We're just going to add a little bit of water to the soup. And then you have that delicious rice. And it looks like we have a little cube of beef. So this must be the beef rice. Now, I watched Steve actually pour this packet. It's essentially a seasoning packet, if it were, into this outstanding glob of rice and main meal. In this soup alone, it has garlic, it has sesame, miso, red pepper powder, black pepper powder, and just a little bit of sugar. So I'm kind of at a crossroads. Do I want to add it to this to really rock this thing out, or have it separately? I guess we'll find out in just a minute. And then in the main meal, of course, you can see the rice, and it looks like we do have a little bit of fish in there as well. But also this has spinach, carrots, it says some green onion, some seaweed, and a little bit of cabbage. So you get all of those vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that you need. You know, I'm making a command decision. This is going to go inside of this like Steve prepared it, seeing how he said it was so good. And since I don't have more stuff to offer, I've got some, what is this, stir-fry squid. And I've got some awesome kimchi to go along with this outstanding ration. And just a quick shout out to my friend Jeannie. There's no way I could have told you what was on this outer packaging if it had not been for her. So Jeannie, thanks a lot. You rock. And thank you to the other people that also offered to help with translations. Now, I was picking this ration up and I was getting ready to shake it. And it's a good thing that I didn't, because I started looking for some tear notches. This thing is already open, ready to receive water, and of course we have that fill line. And again, from referencing Steve's video, I don't think I'm going to quite fill it all the way to the top, but probably to right around here. Lessons learned and advice given. Important, very important. And to make sure I have a little more insulation and a little more heat, I'm going to place this inside of here, so I'm able to get it in this bag after I start pouring this pretty darn hot water into here. Man, now you're going to have to stick around at the end to see that blooper pouring that water. There we go. I got the water in there. Sorry, I forgot to turn the camera on. And I got this spoon from the earlier Republic of Korea ration. And we'll just give this a nice mix. Make sure that it gets all in there. And we'll let that sit for a good 15 minutes or so. And while we're waiting for our ration to reconstitute, let's grab our kimchi and dump it out on the tray. Oh, that smells so good. Hopefully we actually get some kimchi instead of just all of the outstanding spicy sauce. And they have several versions of this kimchi. You have cabbage, you have radish. I guess that's plenty right there. Oh, the smells coming out of that's awesomeness. And this is a good spicy one too. It's got Chinese cabbage, scallion, hot pepper, sugar, a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of ginger. Oh, it's going to be good. Nice and spicy. And then this says stir-fried squid. I don't know how some of you people cannot be a fan of squid. I absolutely adore this stuff. Oh, this smells good. Oh, can't wait. And in this ration, when I reviewed it, it came with some little chocolate-covered discs, or little M&Ms. But instead of those, I was able to find these for a type of a dessert. So that's what we'll use. These are called like chocolate cereal. And the main ingredient is rice flour, of course. It has a little bit of oat, a few other things, and it is, of course, has chocolate in it. And since this ration didn't come with a beverage or a drink, which I'm sure they probably just drink water, I tried looking for a Korean beer. I tried sourcing one. I could not find one out of the several liquor stores that I went to. So I have a nice Thai beer. This is supposed to be pretty decent stuff. At least it's sort of in that kind of region. So let's give that a try. And nothing goes better with nice hot kimchi than a nice beer. Oh, that is good beer. Okay, it's been around about 15 minutes, and this thing is still nice and toasty. And for those of you out there in the ration community, if you're into freeze-dried stuff or things like this, go to the dollar store and invest in some of these binder clips. These things are invaluable for helping you keep these kind of bags closed if they don't have zip seals, or if you're just trying to condense the bag into the smallest possible package to help keep that heat down here instead of rising to the top. Well, let's take a look at this incredible ration. Looks like it has hydrated nicely. Oh man. Let's grab that sesame oil and of course our soup. And let's get it in here. Finally get to use my knife for something. And we'll try to get all of that in there. I don't want to waste a bit of it, especially from listening to Steve go on about how good it was. Nice and spicy, and essentially this is just a miso soup base. So put that in, and then of course the sesame oil. And we'll give that a really good mix. Not a bad job. Let's get it on the tray so we can get all the stuff down at the bottom. Ah, this is going to be awesome. And just shows you how much 245 grams of uncooked or unmade rice and soup will make. Man, there's still stuff in this bag. Well, I guess it will stay there. This is a giant portion of of mixed rice, an incredible amount. I will try to get this mixed in as best as I can. Boy, this is going to be good. Smells phenomenal. That soup mix in here, yeah, that was the right call. That was definitely the right call. And in fact, that's probably how the soldiers do it in the field, just to make it easier to eat. And again, all these greens down here, it's a little bit of cabbage, a little bit of spinach, a little bit of seaweed. I'm just going to try it down here first with, try to get an untouched kind of portion first. Oh man, that looks awesome. Smells good. You can see it bouncing, so it's nice and fluffy and all rehydrated. And this rehydrated perfectly. The rice is nice and tender. Of course, it is a little mushy because it was freeze-dried, but this thing is fabulous. All right, I got to go up here to the top. Oh, here's a little piece of beef up here in all this miso soup. It's obviously a little piece of spinach. This also has little pieces of carrot in there as well. He wasn't kidding. The flavor profile off this is amazing. Insert all of your favorite yummy, tasty Steve-isms right here. That is outstanding. Let's try to mix it up with a little bit of kimchi. I just love this stuff. And this stuff is good and hot too. Oh yeah. These flavors, they just work. I mean, that, well, of course they do. It's almost like a national dish. But this is a little savory, and then you get the heat off of this. It's a little bit of coolness, and then the heat from the hot peppers comes to town, man. And just turns this whole thing, man, into a party. It's outstanding. This is really good stuff. I'm going to have to bust back into my my other Type 1 rations, you know, the small little freeze-dried packets. I've reviewed one in the past. I'm going to have to see if I can source some of those from Korea. Those are really good. We'll take a pull of our un-Korean beer, but you Thais do know how to make beer. This is good stuff. Well, that's pretty. This is, it's almost kind of like a Pilsner. It's really light. Really smooth beer too. Doesn't have like, it doesn't have a large bite or anything to it. And then of course right here we have, this is fried squid. And I'm expecting this, like squid, to be a little chewy. And it was canned, so it's been in here for a little while, and I did not heat it up. I'm eating it right at room temperature. It's really good. It's nice and sweet. It is chewy. It's got that nice fishy squid taste to it. I was kind of surprised by the sweetness. I was expecting a little bit of hot, but it says that the ingredients in here is, of course, the dry squid, sugar right off the bat, a little bit of soybean oil, tiny amount of hot pepper, and of course some refined salt. Super tasty. Man, I'm going back into here, man. This is totally outstanding chow. I think with just this alone would be good. It's nice that I've got these little add-on additions, because I know in some of the rations they do have kimchi or radish kimchi or cucumber or whatever. Something to that effect. And I remember that I had with this ration. It just didn't come with a main meal. And then at the end of that, you get something that's a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of crunch to end your meal. And like I said, I mean, it's got a little bit of chocolate in it, but it's not like super, super sweet milk chocolate. And the rice flour coating is very light and airy. Just a nice, balanced meal. Very impressed with this ration. Very impressed. Well, everyone, this was a review of a Republic of Korea mixed rice ration from 1997. This was an awesome get back in the saddle ration to review. with my Thai beer, of course. And I still have a few more Thai beer soldiers sitting in the refrigerator that would go well with a Thai ration if somebody out there happens to have one. I still haven't reviewed one of those. But again, thank you, Steve, very much for sending this to me. Thank you, Jenny, for hooking me up with the translations. And I will see you all on my next review. Bye.